Just a little bit about the gaming companies and how they work, because sometimes, I remember when I was first started, I had no idea really how they worked. They talked about publishers, they talked about developers and all this stuff. And the way to think about it is, and it's good to know to really research games, because if that's what you kind of want to, you got to know about it. You do it the same thing for film or commercial, you got to look into it. With gaming companies, like a production company, is the same thing as a developer. So developers are like the production companies for games. And as a distribution company for a film, in gaming, it's a publisher. So it's exactly the same thing. But some publishers also are developers too, like Square Enix and Capcom and stuff like that. There's some big games. I recommend just absolutely involving yourself. Do we have gamers in here that are like hardcore gamers? Got a couple? Got a couple? Ones that are not, there's no better opportunity ever in history at this moment to be able to look into whether it's commercial VO or gaming VO. Go into YouTube. Look on YouTube. Find the big games or even the smaller games. People that are real gamers, they have their own channels on YouTube, and they record their gameplay. 40, 50, 60 hours of gameplay. And it's very interesting. I guarantee some of the big games you'll watch, and it'll be hard to stop watching because the storylines are so intricate now. And they're so massive. They're much more complex than any feature you could imagine because you have 40 hours. So if you go to YouTube or something, yeah, it really is amazing. Go to YouTube and something like even Halo 4 cutscenes, or Hitman cutscenes, or Uncharted cutscenes. And you start looking at stuff, you can really hear what people are doing. Some of it's going to be motion capture performance, and some of it's going to be VO. But that's a real way to immerse yourself, because if you're going into these things blind and you're not a gamer, even if you are a gamer, it's tricky. But it's like anything else, you've got to put that time in looking at it, really, really researching the industry, who's out there.
I was just going to say, some people actually take the whole game and they edit it together with the gameplay and the cutscenes, and it'll be like Batman Arkham City, the movie.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they just play it, and it's like 2 or 3 hours.
They did that for Hitman. I mean, it was really amazing that they did that. Somebody had all the cutscenes, and to give you an idea what the cutscenes are, the big games have basically a feature film within the game. It's 90 minutes, could be 100 minutes, could be 120 minutes of motion capture footage, or sometimes CG animated. And in between that, the scenes, that's where the gameplay starts. So they might set up a scenario. We've got to do this. As the most generic description is, we got to go rob a bank. How should we do it? You go there, I'll go this way. And then the gameplay starts, and you navigate that. But much, much more complex. But you could, sorry.
A quick question about the motion capture. Are voiceover actors doing motion capture as well?
Everybody's doing it. It's amazing, and we're gonna probably do some motion capture stuff at another date. But you know, you're all our actors. You're a motion capture actor then. You know, unless it's a stunt person, well, that's a very specific thing, just like it would be in TV or film. Those are stunt people. There is a short learning curve when you get out there and you've got this camera pointed at you, you've got a microphone, you got this helmet on, and it's kind of pulling your head back, and you're just, everything you got is showing because you've got a leotard basically on. And it is tricky, but the way I always describe motion capture to people is, it's the most natural performance an actor will ever have in the most unnatural environment. Because you're looking right at an actor's eyes. You're not cheating for a light, you're not cheating for a camera, you're like, oh, you can't go, oh, you're going off set, and you see the PA eating an apple. It's not like that. You could use every bit of space. So that is tricky for some actors when they first start. Because even a couple of the celebrities we're working with, they're like, can I move over here? It's like, you could use this whole space, whatever feels natural. But it's a white room, and any furniture doesn't even look like that. It's mesh. So that the cameras, which are really digital capture cameras, like 100 of them in a room, that capture at 360 degrees. Every possible angle is covered. So later, what they can do is, you get one scene, it's almost like a play. You get a 2-3 minute scene, it's got to be perfect. Blocking, everything's got to be perfect. And then later on, they'll do a thing called a virtual camera. Well, they'll be able to, say it's 3 people, they'll be able to choose a close-up on this person, close-up on this person, wide shot, something from far away, shot of a dog, whatever they want to do. They could choose that later, but they'll have that perfect scene. The performance will be perfect every time. So the technology is ridiculous. And it's really beautiful, some of the stuff. Again, if you haven't seen it, go online.